sure that he's a perfectly nice person. It was good to his family. I cannot stand the way that he butchers songs with his organ. It's not like he doesn't just play the organ along with the songs. He has to, like, put his own spin on it, you know, in the middle of a song that would be a good song. He does that. I can't even understand. I can't even understand why he thinks that sounds good. And, you know, he's just smug. I just don't like smug. He's smug. It has nothing to do with the glasses, regardless of what you might think. I actually like his glasses. That's probably the only thing I do like is his glasses. Everything else, I mean, honestly, if I saw him walking down the street, I'd have a really hard time not walking up and just saying, I do not appreciate what you do to music with your organ. If you're playing your own song, that's fine.
And you just smack the shit out of him.
And just be like, whoosh, and walk across the street. That's it. I'll be like, I'm sorry. I'm sure you're a perfectly nice man, but you annoy the shit out of me. I can't take it. That's it. That's all I have to say about it.
All right. That's the Avinator with the Paul Schaefer hate.
Haters gonna hate, so just keep on hating.
So that's the Avinator on the Paul Schaefer rant. She obviously indicates that she's extremely annoyed by the fact that Paul Schaefer will take a song that's being played by an awesome band and just start
Butchering is
like
the word that
dealing
she
out
says.
like crazy organ sounds in the middle of it. It just doesn't even make any sense. So yeah, Paul Schaefer, we love you, but we hate you. So if you're hearing this, get off the organ. Play the guitar or something. I don't know, or the xylophone.
Why don't you pick up the violin?
The xylophone, violin, maybe a kazoo.
A kazoo.
Something like that. So we got another righteous rant coming up here by the Avinator too, so I'm going to play that one. So listen in, guys.
Avinator, would you like to comment on the Clash of Clans requirement and desire and obsession to purchase gems?
Yeah, I think it teaches kids how to be addicted to gambling.
Gambling?
Yep.
So you really believe that buying gems on Clash of Clans is synonymous with gambling addiction?
The impulse to make you buy the gems is the same as the impulse to win.
So I would correlate that impulse with the impulse to shop and buy stuff you don't really need. Comment?
So you think that it feeds consumerism rather than feeding gambling?
Correct.
Well, I could probably buy that. It still doesn't make it okay.
It's kind of like women who have 400 pairs of shoes. You really only need 3 or 4 pair.
Yeah, it's just like
But
that. You're
women
right.
have 400 pairs of shoes. They don't really need them. They just like them. So it's kind of similar to that.
Right. Well,
Comment on that?
yeah, I think that if you're in the situation that you can afford to buy 400 pairs of shoes, I think that's fine. I think if you're in the situation where you can afford to buy all that stuff for Clash of Clans, that's fine. But if you're taking away from your family buying 400 pairs of shoes, or you're taking away from your family by buying Clash of Clans stuff, then I don't think that's right.
So how do you correlate the 400 pairs of shoes in Avinator's closet to the purchasing of gems on Clash of Clans?
I bought those when we had money, and you bought the Clash of Clans stuff when we didn't.
Interesting. Interesting take on the subject. Thank you for your comments, Avinator. Clash of Clans hater.
So as you can see, that is the Avinator discussing her extreme dislike for the fact that we need to purchase don't need to the fact that we have purchased a lot of gems on Clash of Clans.
$300 worth each, as a matter of fact. Actually, no, I think I've only spent about 100, but I think TM has spent much more than that. I think he's probably spent his own. He could have bought himself a new smartphone for as much as he spent already on Clash of Clans.
That's very possible. I possibly could have. So
not possibly. You should have. Because then you could
I
play Clash of Clans on that new smartphone.
I could have spent the money on for sure on I could have got a new iPhone, but I already have an iPhone and the speaker just doesn't work on it, so I could still use it and I can still update my Clash of Clans, so I get the best of both worlds with just having a. I only got to live it out for another 2 months until my contract's up, and then I can get a new iPhone for free. So rather than spend $300, I'll wait 2 months and get my iPhone for free and spend $300 on getting lots of gems on Clash of Clans. So
see, I need to wait, and I'm still gonna have to pay $100 to get an iPhone. Because I do not originally have an iPhone. I know, boo, hiss, I understand. But I don't actually have one yet, so something that I'm going to have to save to buy, too, because I need to have an iPhone for some odd reason. I don't understand why. I've been told repeatedly that I need to, so I'm kind of just trusting.
No, it's not. Here's the thing about iPhones and Apple products. You don't really need any of them, but once you have, if you've got 3 MacBook Pros and an iMac, and you have
like 18 iPads,
5 iPads, and you have a couple 3 iPhones that you're being used, and you
a
have
couple iPods,
and you have iCloud accounts where everything can be stored and upgraded and linked together. It's very beneficial for everybody in your family to have the same type of Apple products and technology because, you could share applications, you could share music, you can share storage capacity capabilities, you can get on family plans, through AT&T, which we happen to use. And the only negative thing about AT&T is that you can't get unlimited data, which sucks, but, it is nice to be able to get on the family plans to share data. And when you message people, if everybody that you're going to talk to has an iPhone, it's nice you can use your iPad through iMessage to actually message people with iPads and iPhones. And if they don't have an iPhone, if they have like a Samsung or one of those gigantic tablet-sized phones they have out now that nobody in their right mind would ever use, you can't get the messages if you send it from an iPad. So it's nice that if your phone is charging or something like that, you could plug your iPad in, and you can get some you can get messages from that, as well as from just like if you're sending it from a phone. So it's kind of cool that you could do that, and kind of not, but yeah. So that's why we want everybody to get iPhones. So the other thing we want to talk about is that we're going to be doing some more research on Bigfoot and paranormal stuff and UFOs. And what we wanted to elaborate on is that we're going to be reviewing some information in a few books. So we're actually broadcasting live today from the Maryville or Maine Library branch of the Lake County, Indiana Public Library. It's nice here. They have private rooms you could rent out, and we checked out some books. We originally came here for some UFO books. We got a couple. One of them we're going to be reviewing and pulling data out of for our next broadcast. It's called UFOs and Abductions. Another one is called The Complete Book of UFOs. Then we have Aliens Among Us. And while I was looking for the UFO books, I found some really cool books on
Sasquatch and Bigfoot and man-like monsters.
One's called Sasquatch, Legend Meets Science. The other one is called The Life and Times of a Legend, Bigfoot. The third one is called Man-Like Monsters on Trial, The Early Records and Modern Evidence. And one of my favorites that I just happened to stumble upon because we live in Indiana is a book by a guy named Michael Newton. It's published by Schiffer Publishing, Schiffer, and the book is called The Strange Indiana Monsters. So I really want to read through this, and I'm wondering if it's going to elaborate on cryptozoologic stuff, or if it's going to just talk about like strange actual species that live in Indiana that, bobcats and bears and stuff like that may be around that people may see all the time. So so we're going to review that, and we'll talk some more about that. We'll take some important notes out of those books and talk to you guys more about it, and let you know what's going on with that. So if you're from the area in Lake County, come to the Lake County, the Maryville or Main Library branch of the Lake County Public Library, and you can find a lot of these books. And this is the only branch that is open on Sundays. So if you're off on Sundays and you have time, they're open till
4.
Till 4, 4 p.m. So Sundays is a good day to come here. They have these private rooms you could rent out, and you could talk, and
they have homeless people that are watching old white and black movies.
No, the homeless people aren't here. If you're a resident of Hammond and you have a membership to the Hammond Public Library system, you probably know that in the main branch of the Hammond Public Library, which is an awesome library downtown Hammond, between State and Sibley Streets, it's full of homeless people who just hang out all day and they smell. So, I understand if you're homeless and you got to go be somewhere, but there are a lot of other places where you can warm yourself besides the public library. So, it is a nice library. You can find a lot of good books there, a lot of obscure books they have, but be prepared for the strangeness of a lot of people that hang out there. So.
Yeah, there's a little bit of strangeness in all the libraries. You can find some kind of weird people, as in like have giant mohawks with like 18,000 piercings, or have like really big eyes and like a really small mouth. Like you can find people.
Well, to be fair, as far as I'm concerned, I particularly am not opposed to people who dress or look like that. I really don't care.
I'm not opposed to people like that. It's just that you can find people like that there.
But so we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do some more research on these books, and I actually have an idea of possibly getting a small group of people together, with myself and Xanman and maybe 4 other people, if anyone's interested in getting into some cryptozoological research, paranormal research, just getting into it and reading about it and inform ourselves and talking about it. And if anybody's interested, email us at truthandmadness@hotmail.com.
If you guys know also, too, tell your friends. And if you're listening to this video, because we know we have quite a few people who regularly listen to the video.
Podcast.
Video. Podcast. If you are regularly listening to it, then we would appreciate it greatly if you would create a Spreaker account and just follow us, because we have a better chance of getting onto iHeartRadio if we have 100 subscribers to our thing. So
the more followers we have, the better chance we have of getting spread around. So the Spreaker account is free. You can just create one. I'm not even sure if you have to create an actual account to follow, but if you listen to our podcast and you become a follower, we'd really appreciate it, because that increases our chances of having our podcast spread out onto different media. So, and
also, if you do listen to us, what you should tell us. If you contact us, it's not like we're gonna shut you down and start like crazy stalkering. We want to like hear from you guys. Like, don't be afraid to talk